Hey, people on the YouTube. I don't know why I said that. Okay, hey guys. So welcome to A Book in the Making. Today I'm gonna talk about pros and cons of planning your content in advance and scheduling your content in advance. So I'm Diana Nostrom, your host, and most of us know the dread of having to remember to post content on a daily basis or having to make content like multiple times a day. I just listened to a podcast where they're like, well, on TikTok, you need to be posting 3 times a day to be consistent and to be like seen. So I wanted it to talk a little bit about the pros and cons um, of doing this, of planning your content out. On the pro side is definitely that you can batch, and yeah, you can batch your stuff, meaning that you can say, okay, so today I'm going to be working all day or half the day or whatever time you have on creating content um for my channel or channels, depending on what you're doing. um and for example, like I talked about in yesterday's video, you can also uh, have a list of topics that you then choose from and say, okay, so today I'm gonna make these 3 videos. It's not that easy when you go live to do it, but then you can prep the videos beforehand, and kind of batch that up, right? Um, but that is like one thing you can do is kind of batch it up. One pro about scheduling your or planning in advance. Another one is that you can use different tools to, so one thing is making the content and getting all of that out of the way in advance, but you can actually also plan um, in different tools. I use Canva, for example. So if I want to do Instagram or Facebook, and probably more, that's just the ones I use. I can just post it in Canva and it will post. And there's a lot of different tools that you can use. But what I do is it's really simple. Then it comes up with this calendar. I just plot it in there. Um, so that's a really smart thing to do in regards to planning, because then you don't have to always be there to post stuff, right? And see, now I should have written down the last one because I was like, hey, I can remember, it's no problem, and there it was. Okay, so the last pro thing tip for planning your it in advance and scheduling your social media posts is that you can schedule and make posts related to specific holidays or specific special days, for example Valentine's Day or Christmas, or like you can do those in advance, and it's really easy to kind of schedule your content based on that. On the con side, which is um, really the only, well, 2 things. So if whatever planning tool you use stalls, it doesn't work. I had that with my membership. I was posting every Monday, and then for some reason, and by accident, not by accident, but I went in and got a notification saying this failed to post. So 2 hours passed, it was supposed to post, it hadn't posted. So that's an issue, right? So even though you plan and schedule your post, you need to be on top. Like it's a really bad idea, in my opinion, to just plan out for 14 days and then leave it. You need to kind of check in and see if everything is running smoothly, right? And then the second thing is actually also based on today. We were talking, my husband and I, that it's 9/11 and a lot of things are happening in the world. So definitely a hard thing to take into account. So when things like 9/11 happens, and my condolences to whoever, or to everyone who was what's that called? um, Touched, of lack of a better word right now. Everyone who was touched by that event, it was horrible. And the thing is, when you're talking about um, planning your posts, be aware when something in the world is happening that will make your planned posts inappropriate. So if you're, I don't know, if you have something um, about traveling to Denmark, but we have a terrorist attack, or I don't know, an earthquake, which is very unlikely to happen here, but something like that. If something really terrible happens, then be smart enough to go in and cancel that post. That's again the thing. Keep track of when you're posting what, so you can cancel the posts that end up being inappropriate but wasn't at the time that you planned them. So it can be so many different things coming in the way, but just be aware, at least in your own niche, because you can get into quite a shitstorm if people end up being mad at you for writing it. It might be, even though it wasn't before, if something happens, your post might seem insensitive to some people, and you really don't want that, but because it can be really really bad for your brand. So even if it's your whole book topic, then figure out, okay, so this is happening now, how can I turn it around? I was speaking to someone who was like, okay, so I've totally I'm not promoting my book right now because so many things are happening in the world. Forest fires, illness, just terrorism, like so many things are happening in the world. So I don't feel like there's room um, to market my book. And I was like, okay, I get that, but should we try and turn it around and see um, how can you market your book as a help to the people in need? It was a journal, so it makes total sense for me that you could have room for yourself, um, and have somewhere to kind of write down whenever you're feeling um, a struggle in your life. So I think the marketing was really, really, um, or could be really inspiring for people. And you can think about that. So whenever you can have, maybe have some backup posts scheduled or planned out, saying, okay, so if something happens and I need to have something neutral, I can post this or this or this. And also, it might be a great idea to um, have both scheduled posts, but also do some timely posts. So if something happens and you feel like it's something that's close to your heart to talk about, then do go live, go talk about stuff. Then make it something that you talk about on your channel or in your posts, as long as it's not, don't want to seem like you are cashing in on someone else's uh, unfortune, bad luck. So figure out how can you use your marketing and your posts in a positive way. The thing is, marketing is getting this bad rep of persuading people to buy something they don't want to buy. I would love to turn that around and say, my book is here to help people. It's not here to persuade anyone to buy it, but I'm here to let people know that I wrote this book and that it might be a help for them. If they then would like to look at it and maybe even buy it, then yay, because I believe that it can help them. But I'm not here to just say, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book, like I just did. But what I'm saying is that the content I create, the book I've written, I want to help people. And then hopefully in that process I can also earn money, because everyone has to live, right? So we need to find the balance where the marketing we do is seen as a help and as letting people know that there's this great product that they can buy and get better, or whatever your intention with your book is, but having it be a positive thing, the marketing being positive. So I hope that you find some great tools to help you plan out your post, because it can really help a lot of people on, if making a calendar. Oh, sorry. Making a calendar where you say, I'm gonna sit down for a day and make a month worth of posts, um, and then just schedule them, um, because by doing that you have more free time to do everything else, and it's kind of um, done. You're done with that task in a day or maybe 2 days, depending on how much in depth you go with your content. The marketing challenge, we are on day 11, and remember, even if you haven't participated before, you can still participate. So if you want to participate in the draw of a $50 gift certificate, you can write in the comments, and tell me what you've posted on your social media today, what you've posted and where you posted, and then send me an email at challenge at lundnordström.com, and that's LUNDNORDSTROM.com, um, and let me know what you've, or send me a link on the email. Then you have an entry into the drawing, and there's some really good chances for you. Also, I would love to know, have you ever experienced anything where you planned your post? Do you even plan your post? And if you do, have you experienced anything where you had to either uh, do over, like rewrite a post due to something happening in the world, or getting in trouble because you just had it on auto post and you didn't quite get it fixed because you didn't think about it? Maybe I would love to know in the comments. And then there's not much more to say than have fun and get shit done. Take care.